This is Tennis Now. Serena Williams made a surprising admission to the press. Gael Monfils beat Rafael Nadal for the first time in 5 matches in the Doha semifinal. Andy Murray will face Bernard Tomic in the Brisbane International semifinal. Petra Kvitova beat Caroline Wozniacki in Perth. And we've already seen several injuries during the first week of the season. All of this and more on Tennis Now. Welcome to Tennis Now's news update show, where we've got all you need to know about what's going on in tennis. I'm James Waterson, and we're getting close to the end of the first week of the ATP and WTA tournament play. We've got tournaments in Doha, Chennai, Brisbane, and Auckland, not to mention the Hopman Cup in Perth, Australia. Also, Serena Williams made a surprising admission earlier this week, and less than 1 week into the season, injuries are already starting to pile up. We've got that and so much more, so make sure to stay tuned. 13-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams told the Australian press earlier this week, after her first round win at the Brisbane International, that she isn't passionate about tennis. She said, quote, I don't love tennis today, but I'm here and I can't live without it. So I'm still here and I don't want to go anywhere anytime soon. She also added that it's not that I've fallen out of love, I've actually never liked sports and I never understood how I became an athlete. I don't like working out, I don't like anything that has to do with working physically. Now, Williams has a number of off-court interests, including fashion design and the occasional foray into acting and producing, which she said has kept her motivated to play tennis. Yet she isn't afraid to admit that she has thought about life after tennis. So the question for you YouTubers out there is, does it really matter if Serena or any other athlete loves the sport they play? Does it make that much of a difference in what you think of them? Let us know in the comments below. Roger Federer has withdrawn from the Qatar Open because of a back injury. Federer said he picked up the injury during his quarterfinal match against Andreas Seppi, and he hasn't improved since then. The Swiss was scheduled to play Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the first match in Doha on Friday. Instead, Tsonga played a one-set exhibition against tennis legend Stefan Edberg, which was fascinating to watch because of the Swedes' now unusual serve and volley style of game. Later in the day, Gael Monfils earned a monumental win when he beat Rafael Nadal 6-3, 6-4. In Chennai, Milos Raonic and Nicolas Almagro made the semis, as did Gasquet, who upset Stanislas Wawrinka 6-4, 6-4. After struggling in the first 2 rounds of the Brisbane International, top-seeded Andy Murray found his game when he beat Marcos Bagdatis 6-2, 6-2 Friday. The 24-year-old Scot won nearly 70% of his service points, more than half of his receiving points, and he broke Bagdatis' serve 4 times. It was his most effective performance of the tournament, as he had to battle back from a 1-set deficit against 91st-ranked Mikhail Kukushkin and 54th-ranked Gilles Muller. Murray will now face 19-year-old Australian Bernard Tomic, who reached his first career ATP Tour semifinal when he overcame Denis Istomin of Uzbekistan 6-3, 7-6. Tomic's match against Murray will be his 8th against a top 10 player in his career. Last year, he scored a number of high-profile wins against Robin Soderling at Wimbledon, for example, as well as Marty Fish in Shanghai. Gilles Simon and Alexander Dolgopolov will face off in the other semifinal. On the women's side, Daniela Hantuchova will take on Kaia Kanepi in the final. Hantuchova advanced after a left hip injury forced Kim Clijsters to retire during the match, while Kanepi dominated Schiavone 6-3, 6-love. In what may have been a preview of one of 2012's main rivalries, Petra Kvitova held off world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki to win 7-6, 3-6, 6-4 at the Hopman Cup on Friday. Kvitova led Wozniacki by at least 1 break of serve in all 3 sets, only to see the Danish world number 1 come back to level the score. The Czech had 3 set points at 5-4, 40 love on her serve, for example, but a determined Wozniacki battled back to force a tiebreaker. After Kvitova narrowly won that, she raced to a 3-love lead in the second set, only to lose the next 6 games. She went up a double break in the third, and despite relinquishing 1 break of serve, she held off the world number 1 to close it out on her serve. Tomas Berdych followed Kvitova's win with a 6-1, 6-3 rout of Fredrik Nielsen to secure the Czech Republic spot in the final, where they will face Richard Gasquet and Marion Bartoli of France. France has also gone undefeated this week as they've beaten Spain, Australia, and China. Well, we're not even through 1 week of the season, and we've already seen plenty of injuries, retirements, and withdrawals. As I mentioned earlier, Federer withdrew from Doha because of a back injury. Clijsters, Serena Williams, Tommy Haas, and Florian Mayer picked up injuries in Brisbane, and Sabine Lisicki also retired during her semifinal match in Auckland because of an abdominal injury. As it stands now, all of these players are scheduled to compete at the Australian Open, so that's good news. And that'll do it from us today. Remember to check us out at tennisnow.com to stay informed about what's going on in tennis, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter for up-to-the-minute updates. Also, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see when we put up new content. As always, thank you for watching and have a great weekend.